Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and today I'm going to talk about K-Pop Demon Hunters. This is the latest film from Sony Animation. I know it is sort of considered a follow-up to the Spider-Verse stuff, and I can sort of see it, although it is not one of the Spider-Verse movies or as good as that necessarily. I was kind of surprised how much I like this movie. I was originally just going to see it because I thought the name sounded funny, and people said, "Hey, what was the last movie you saw?" And I said this. That would be fun. So that's why I saw it. I don't know anything about K-pop. I like that one New Jeans song. I'm not sure what it's called right now, but it was good. And because someone from work who's into K-pop told me about it. I know that there is other. I think is this group supposed to be Blackpink or something? I really don't know. I shouldn't even try to do that. I know that BTS exists, but I was really kind of so into this. It's sort of like a musical. It's like an action musical movie. It's like combines like these intense crazy action sequences. Like there's a part at the beginning where they like are on a plane, they fight these demons, and while they fight the demons, they destroy their plane, they jump out of the plane, they're doing their makeup on the demons with the demons, and then they jump into a concert and have like this crazy entrance and stuff. And it was like incredible. It was like the Penguins of Madagascar plane sequence or something. But every sequence is done in like very much understanding the frame, very confident in what they're doing. This is directed by one of the directors of Wish Dragon, which I thought was very solid. And this is a really I was surprised how much I like this movie because I got really into it. It's about this K-pop group called Huntrix. They are both a huge K-pop group, like the biggest one, but they also fight demons. And this has been a thing where girls singing groups are not only just singing groups, they also fight demons and stuff, but only in, I guess this is in Korea. Anyway, they do that. And they're really close, and then one of the demons decides that he should form his own pick a new strategy and form his own K-pop boy group called the Saja Boys. They come up and they have this like soda pop song, and they become really huge, and them and Huntrix are like fighting on this like idol show. I have no clue if this is like actual K-pop stuff. I just took this as like, sure, why not? I'm not questioning it. I'm just like, yeah, okay. And so the demons are trying to get back at Huntrix so they can like break the seal that they have when they sing, that they keep the seal solid and keep the demons low because the demons will suck people's souls. And I don't know if I described that well at all. But what I can say about this is visually much like the Spider-Verse films, and I wouldn't mind seeing this actually on the big screen. This is such a beautiful movie, like the way they use color, the way they use action sequences with musical sequences, which is crazy when they have like a ton of little demon things. It sort of reminded me of like the Spot, was it the Spot or whoever Jason Schwartzman voiced in Across the Spider-Verse. It reminded me of all sorts of stuff like that, but it was so solid and so compelling. You know, I watched this with my kids, and my daughter was more into it, but my son kept like pretending to not care, but then kept getting like sucked in and then not, and then it's kind of interesting because it's like it is such a visually compelling film and has so many like cool elements to it and so many different creatures and everything, but it's just like the animation is so on point. This is really a very modern animated movie. It's probably one of like the most modern animated films. I'm a little sad they didn't release it in theaters. I'm not sure like why Sony Animation chose to do that. I guess like this summer is brutal, so I get that element, but like I really wish this, was playing in an IMAX or something. It's one of the most beautifully visually delicious movies I've seen animation wise. Like it's like this and Day the Earth Blew Up. I pretty much on par for me. It's just the animation is incredible. All the songs are like amazing. I want one of these songs performed on the Oscars this year, whether it's the Soda Pop song or like their one where they sum up their lives or whatever. I didn't listen to the soundtrack after, obviously, but it visually looks like if this is what Sony Animation is bringing visually, I would be scared to have any other animation studio right now in America, frankly, because this is just amazing, like how they're able to like control the frame. The action sequences are so well crafted. I think also like they have so many like cool tracking shot animation things. And like I find it really interesting, like I said, even in the Predator Killer of Killers review, like the fact that we are so good at using and utilizing one-shot things. And I know we're in a post John Wick world or whatever the fuck, but like the fact that we are able to do this to the level that we are so well speaks to like animation being able to do action sequences so effectively. I mean, this also probably had some of my favorite action sequences of the year, particularly like, you know, when they're in that, like, I guess the part where it's all totally red, or like I forget that part where they're fighting the demons, or like all of it is just like astoundingly visual and astoundingly eye-catching. Like I really got so like wrapped up into it immediately. Like, you know, often to people when they say like compelling or interesting, that's not really a word to describe a film, but I felt like with this I was like compelled to not look away because there's so much visually going on. I couldn't stop but look at it. It you know, really, really good. And I think as someone who doesn't really like K-pop, or I actually don't really know much about it, to be honest with you, but I really like the soundtrack. I liked how, also like, you know, the main girl who I guess I forgot to mention, who herself realized she's like part demon. She has these things going on throughout her, but they keep these like various like elevating the stakes thing almost too much maybe towards the end, where like they're all going to like, they're all zombies and stuff. I really don't like the whole like people getting like hypnotized plot point that like so many stories use. That wasn't my favorite. Then it like bursts off into like this amazing like sequence and stuff like that. I honestly think like if this film wasn't as visual as it was, I wouldn't like it as much, but then that'd be a different movie we're talking about now, wouldn't it? But this is so well directed, so well done. I love like everything they do with the swords. That cat that comes out of like nowhere and like has like, you know, it's like brrr and like shows up. Like, I love that interest. That one scared my kids a bit. The cat, when he comes out the first time, and then like the I think it's the raven or the crow with the three eyes was amazing. Like, definitely I think it's a crow. Was it a raven? I thought whatever. But, you know, maybe my favorite since Drinky Crow. I don't know. But it's such a interesting film because I almost felt like I wanted to re-watch it. I feel a little silly trying to review it. I know everyone else like goes on these weird riffs with this, talks about the characters so much, but I love the dynamic of the three girls. It was a very smart dynamic. Again, don't know if that's based on any K-pop stuff, but like having these different personalities help the narrative of the film. They're very smart about each of the main characters. Like the Saja boys, I'm like, why was there one with a lollipop? I never really understood that, but like there were characters, but they don't matter. Like, the film was very good at focusing on who exactly you wanted to focus on. The three girls in Huntrix, I thought were very well established. Where you know, Rumi, who is like the main sort of lead person, and like you had the various girls in there, and Mira, who's kind of the more tough one, and Zoe, who's sort of the kind of eager to please, but also the songwriter and stuff, which I don't know if that's like a statement on songwriters. I guess, sorry, I should stop saying that, but having those very defined personality, I mean, geez, that really helps the way they make sure you understand. I also like that they love sitting on a couch. I can relate to that. Finally, a movie that speaks to me, loving sitting down. I'm like, what if we just sat down? And you're like, okay, I gotta do my thing because I'm in this, and then they do it and stuff, and then they're like, but what if we sat down and ate a ton of food? I was like, I'm with you, ladies. Let's all sit on the couch together. That I related to very hardcore. The only person I know in this was Ken Jeong, who I guess, you know, he's finally back to voice stuff after Norman the North. Welcome back, dude. I don't know. Like, the art of is this going to be amazing. I do really actually want to watch it again because I think artistically it's just like such a massive kind of achievement. Definitely one of the better animated films this year, if not like, you know, of the CG variety, probably the best. I really love this movie. You don't have to like K-pop. You just gotta like, you know, animation and musicals and action sequences, and then you're done. You want to see some cool girls sing a neat song and then have swords and cut up a bunch of demons. I mean, what's not to like, really? I think this film is more than just having a silly title, but if you need a movie with a silly title to be solid and visually blow you away, K-pop Demon Hunters is there for you. I love that Sony Animation is doing such a like kind of weird, different kind of thing. I don't know if as a studio outside of Spider-Verse I get as in love with everything they do, but I think this is a really good step in the right direction, and it kind of shows me artistically they're here to bring more cool stuff to you. You know, they're not just resting on the Spider-Verse, they're expecting to go on to do more, and this is like a huge calling card. As much as everyone says, you know, original animation doesn't get as much support and all that stuff, I do feel a real rise for this film coming, and I do think like there's a lot of kids who are gonna, because this is very much sold on kids Netflix, there's a lot of kids who are gonna visually knocked out by this because there's just like so much there. It's so amazing. I would like to hear like someone who's really into K-pop what they think about that. I can't really, again, should stop saying that, but I can't speak on that. But and I'm curious like what maybe this all means, but it's just such a, it's really hard to deny this movie. And as much as like I was just so sucked in, and even like watching my son get sucked in and then not, and all this stuff speaks to that this film like will take all your cynicism about the name and K-pop and everything and just like crumple it up and throw it away and go like, here you go, here's a complete awesome different kind of movie. And I think that's like what I was experiencing. I was just like very surprised. It was a very smartly made, tight script for the most part, artistically beautiful, shining through, and the kind of animation you kind of dream the studios, you know, cared about this level of care and finesse and understanding the frame better than I can think of any filmmaker really did with these two directors, Maggie Kang and Chris Appelhans. The Chris guy did Wish Dragon before. But I generally really love this film. I think it was one of the better ones I've seen this year, and one that visually I can't really get out of my head. I think I have the visuals more than the songs than anything else. I heard people talk about the characters and songs, but I'm just like still thinking of various scenes, but they feel like disconnected in my brain almost from the actual story or anything. I feel like I want to rewatch this more because I'm just like so compelled by the visuals. I'm almost like stuck, but kind of just like forcing myself to re-experience it because I want to go back again. And I think it's the kind of film you can't help but be compelled and sucked into because it's artistically there's so much to be drenched within in terms of artistically what it's throwing at you. So if you have seen K-Pop Demon Hunters and would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments and subscribe if you would like to.